Okay, Ryan, for the record, state your name.
I hereby swear. It is
so,
Ryan.
so Ryan, I'm really sorry for doing this for you, but
Yep.
I
A little
scratch your back.
impromptu,
Yeah, a
but
little
okay.
impromptu. So, since I have you here, and we actually did meet in an interesting way, online dating, but we immediately became friends. So now we have a very close friendship, and we've been through a lot together. I thought it'd be a great opportunity for me to ask kind of what a lot of women are wondering. And I actually recently just spoke with a woman who was asking this question. So I'm going to ask it of you. How do you know if a man is online dating and looking for just sex, or if a man is really open to a relationship? How would a woman know?
You need to be a very good investigator and have patience, because there's three types of men out there. One, looking just to get laid. Could be married, could be not. Two, men who have no fucking idea what they want. And three, men who are actually good guys that are really looking for a serious relationship.
So, what do you mean we have to be a good investigator? What do we do?
Time. So if a guy is in category A and just wants to get laid, if it takes too much time, they're going to move right on to the next one. So you can push that one aside.
Okay, all right, good to know.
The guy who doesn't know what they want, kind of depends on how you play that, is really what you're looking for.
So, what if you're looking for a relationship? How do you play that?
Well, I think you start putting some serious feelers out there. And I think if you put the right ones out there, guys that don't know what they want, but when they start to hear certain words or phrases, they're gonna run.
Do you have an example?
Well, let's see. Let's move on to the next one. I'll come back.
Okay,
I'll
come
give
back
you an example.
to that. All right.
See, I don't have an example because I've never done that to
Oh, sure. Okay,
So-
Ryan. Perfect gentleman. Why didn't I marry
That's
you?
right.
Okay. So the third category, the guys who really want a relationship, those should be pretty easy, no?
Hard. It's like the male unicorn.
Thank you so much. A lot of hope there.
Well, it is, but they're out there.
Well, you're a unicorn because
I am a
you wanted a
unicorn.
relationship and you recently found one.
Yeah, but unfortunately, just like women, not unfortunately, but you have to go through a lot of trash to
Yeah.
find the one gem.
Right.
And so that's going to be the guy that spends a lot of time, very attentive, doesn't the guy that starts asking you for selfies, starts talking to you about what's your favorite position, sexual. That's not a guy looking for a serious relationship. So I spoke to the girl that I'm actually seeing now, and I never once brought up sex, never asked her about sex, never asked her for a picture, never sent her a picture. And even after 3-4 weeks of talking, she actually pulled me, or said to me, I've never met a guy who's been so respectful of me. Are you for real?
Yeah.
So
you were the unicorn.
yeah, and of course, I can tell how much trash there is out there because she was so hesitant. She just didn't believe that
Right.
I was legitimate. But I was.
So for the middle guy, let's go back to that, who may not know what they want but might be open. What's a good tactic for a woman to use in that situation?
Protect yourself, depending on what you're looking for. All women are different too, so it's not if you're just looking to have sex and play around, it's the perfect guy. If you're looking for a serious relationship, it's probably your worst nightmare. So you got to take it very slow, and you never know how it's gonna make. If he doesn't know, you might nurture him into it.
Right.
But if he doesn't know, he might want it.
So do you think
But
that
if he doesn't know,
do you think that the woman's behavior in those situations can make or break it?
it just depends. What's the reason? You have to kind of think of what's the reason that this guy may not know what he wants. So I think if you can kind of get the psychology behind it and figure out what's driving him to not know.
Right.
Is he being honest? Is he saying, I don't know what I want? So, I mean, I think if he puts that on the table, that's a great spot.
Good.
Because then you can just kind of, okay, you don't know. So then you need to put your guard up and understand that, an intimate night that you think is going to be anything more than that might not be. So really, what's the reasoning?
Right.
Is it because he's fresh out of a relationship?
Right.
And he doesn't know?
Right.
The odds might be stacked. It just depends on the guy.
Good. And so, one last kind of question for you. I know I threw you to the wolves here, but
It's
so,
okay.
so what is kind of a number one turn on for a woman to be like when she's dating online initially? What's a way to kind of that she gets attention, and what would be a number one turn off? I know you're just one guy, but you're here and you're a guy, so let us know.
So for me, because I fall into that genuine nice guy category, a big turn on for me is attentiveness. I can tell asking legitimate questions to learn about me, as opposed to questions that you're probably just like, I can tell you're just cut and pasting because you're asking every single guy that. A big turn off is when a guy can tell. Again, I can only speak to the third category guy. Whereas the first category guy that just wants to have sex, it's the opposite. So my turn-offs may be his turn-ons. So for me, a turn-off is when I feel that a girl can't hold a conversation with me because I get the feeling she's talking to 300 other guys. So again, for me, being attentive, being responsive, I can tell when
Right.
somebody wants to genuinely learn about me or talk about me, as opposed to just general questions that I can tell, and then the amount of time between each response. You can tell.
Okay.
So if I feel that if I'm just one of 50 that someone's having a conversation with at the same time, I'm out.
So, you talked about how, the unicorn and hard to find and so forth. But when you really think about it, there seems to be eventually most people do get to a point where they do want a relationship. They get tired of this dating game. They get tired of this, a different flavor every night eventually.
How do you know?
How do you know? Right.
No, I'm asking you, how do you know? Because it sounds like you're speaking for yourself.
Well, you're the one on the camera right now.
I'm just saying, I know a lot of people that's the opposite. They look at this online dating tool literally as a tool.
Right.
It's just easy. I can go, I can meet someone, I can hook up, and then I can move right on to the next one. There's no, it's not personal, it's easy. So it's, like I said, it all comes down to just investigating, being patient, asking a lot of questions, knowing the signs, and don't close off to, a lot of people, they don't want to see reality. Your gut, go with your gut. When I get a gut feeling that somebody's playing me or talking to 16 other guys, but I'm like, oh my God, she's so attractive. So, my instinct is going to be to kind of push my gut aside. Don't. Go with your gut.
Good advice. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I can't even see what I'm doing. I'm perfect?
Up a little bit.
Up a little bit.
There you
All
go.
right. So, thank you for watching Dating Captivity this week with our guest speaker, my very best friend from my back porch, Ryan. And I thought this week we were talking about breakups, but Ryan was here, so we'll push breakups to next week. I hope this was helpful and informative. I know that we had a good time making it, so good night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.